Hello friends, in Anatomy and Physiology class, this is Hassan Lafid, your Anatomy and Physiology instructor at Madison College of Wisconsin. We will continue talking about the muscular system. This time we are going to talk about the muscles of facial expression. Muscle of the face helps our face to express happiness, anger, surprise, and other kinds of emotions. The face is symmetrically and bilaterally represented by muscles. The muscles of the face are attached to the skull, to the bone of the skull. They are attached to the skin of the face, and they are attached to the neck or the back of the head. I have a model here I want to share with you and show you the muscle of the face, some attachment, and some of the actions. I'm going to start off with the Masseter muscle. The Masseter muscle extends from the jaw or the zygomatic process to the mandible. It is a muscle that helps to close the jaw. Look at it here. I'm going to bring it close to you. This muscle helps to close the jaw and elevates the mandible. So the mandible goes up and closes the jaw. These are the two parts of the Zygomaticus muscle, the minor and the major parts of the Zygomaticus muscle. It extends diagonally from the corner of the mouth to the cheekbone, as you see here, the corner of the mouth to the cheekbone, the two Zygomaticus muscle. This is our Oris muscle. This is our buccinator muscle. The buccinator muscle is the principal muscle of the cheek. This muscle also runs horizontal and deep to the masseter or the masseter muscle. This muscle is attached to the maxilla and the mandible, and it is inserted into the Orbicularis oculi or Oris here. If you see, it runs this way and blends with the fibers of the Orbicularis Oris muscle. Orbicularis Oris muscle by itself is the muscle that encircles the mouth, as you see here. Turn it this way for you. It encircles the mouth, and it's a sphincter mouth of the lips. So it tightens the mouth, and it is a muscle that originated from the maxilla, the mandibles. The fibers are from the maxilla, from the mandibles, and they are attached to the muscles and the skin at the angle of the mouth. If you see, they are attached to the angle of the mouth. We have the Orbicularis oculi muscle here. This muscle has two parts. It does have the palpebral part of the Orbicularis oculi. This is called the palpebral, and this is related to the eyelid, and this is the orbital part. So two parts, palpebral part and the orbital parts, and these are the fibers of the Orbicularis oculi muscles. Orbicularis oculi muscles helps to tighten and close the eye and produces blinking of the eyelid, and it also produces squinting. Also, this is the nasal muscle. Look at it. This is the mental muscle or mentalis. This is the frontalis muscle. And the frontalis muscle has two parts. The whole muscle is known as the frontalis muscle. It also extends and forms the aponeurosis, the aponeurosis of the scalp in the back of the skull. Here you see that's sheet by sheet and extends to the back. I'm going to turn it this side for you so you take a look at it. Let me put it up here for you. And then we can turn it this way so you can look at the back of it. It does have occipital part here. On this side here, we have the temporalis muscle. The temporalis muscle, as you see, is a fan muscle. It's a fan-shaped muscle that is lying over the temporal bone. Lies right on top of the temporal bone. It is originated from the temporal bone and it inserts into the mandible. If you see, it goes right into the mandible. The temporalis muscle closes the jaw and elevates the mandible also. Looking at the side here, we have the sternocleidomastoid muscle. The sternocleidomastoid muscle is a muscle that has two heads and is located deep to the platysma and the front of the neck. It does originate from the sternum and the clavicle. So it's sternocleido. And it inserts into the mastoid process. If you see that here, follow it. It inserts into the mastoid process of the temporal bone. This muscle simultaneously contracts on both sides and cause flexion of the head or flexion of the neck forward. So it causes forward flexion of the neck. And it also acts independently on each side to rotate the neck or the head to the opposite side, right and left, the sternocleidomastoid muscle. Along with that, I also wanted you to notice there is some other muscles that you see in the back here. We got the trapezius muscle, you got the rhomboid muscle, and these are muscles that runs in the back. We also have the capitis muscle. Okay, we have also the rhomboid minor, as we said here, and rhomboid major muscles. These are the muscles of facial expression. Muscle of facial expression, they have clinical importance as they tend to deviate. Muscles tend to deviate the one side in case of facial palsies or as part of stroke, or what you call hemiparesis or hemiplegia. As we said, the face is symmetrically and equally represented and innervated. So if one side of the face is weaker than the other, then this side is going to be pulled towards the strong